Mank.
Oh, Vikram, hey, dude, what are you doing here, man?
What's
Nice
up?
to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Hey.
Man, you got an amazing place here.
Thank you very much.
It's beautiful. Can I check it out?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Wow, look at this. Dude, you have like so many amazing stuff. Like, did you legit buy all these stuff brand new?
No, not all of these were brand new. I actually got a lot of stuff secondhand.
Wait a minute. You're saying all these stuff are not brand new?
Not all of them. I mean, a lot of them are brand new, but also a lot of them are secondhand. Some of them are even free.
Free?
Free.
Okay, now that's really interesting and we need to talk about this.
Let's talk about it.
I haven't really bought a lot of stuff after coming to Paris, and I think it's mainly because of three reasons. One is student budget, space constraints, and also the fact that my lifestyle at the moment is kind of floating. You know, I don't have anything fixed right now.
Right.
So I think these are the three main reasons why I did not buy a lot of things.
Right.
But when I see your apartment, man, I feel like you have completely furnished it by yourself, and I feel that you have done everything according to your taste, you know, which makes it look so beautiful. And the fact that most of the things that you have here are not brand new, and as you said, some of them are even free, that's very interesting. So what are your thoughts about getting used stuff?
Honestly, at this point, I feel like I would first try to get something used than, before deciding to buy new. Because in Paris, what I've found is that the second-hand market is so strong. All the used things that I've bought, they've all been from Le Bon Coin. And I've been able to find some really interesting things there.
You get some amazing deals in the
Yeah.
used market. Based on your experience so far, what are the sources that you feel is the best to acquire, buy, or even sell some stuff?
So my number one source is Le Bon Coin. And I think that website is like really amazing. The cool thing is that Paris being such a small city, it's also really easy to just go and pick something up once you've decided to buy it.
But Le Bon Coin, you need to be careful as well. And we're going to talk about it
Yeah,
later
we'll
in
talk
the
about
video.
it at the end.
But yeah,
The second is that if you're a student, you generally have like a lot of these groups within your university of like people buying and selling things. There was always somebody getting rid of something and somebody looking for something.
Definitely.
And we would use things like our WhatsApp group or like the Facebook group that we were part of to like buy and sell things.
And another very interesting thing about Paris is you also end up finding some amazing stuff on the streets. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like when people are moving out, they just put all their stuff outside the apartment building, and yeah, they just don't even take money. There's no one. They just say
No.
if you find it useful, you take it.
Exactly. That's actually how I found this thing over here.
The cabinet?
Yeah, this white
wow.
cabinet.
Okay. And also, I remember when I wanted to sell my PlayStation, and I went to the third shop. Everything was fine, and then the guy said, unfortunately, there's no barcode in my controller. The sticker came off, so I was not able to sell it in the shop, and I was pretty pissed because I was like, walking around and I was tired. He immediately recommended Rakuten to me.
Okay.
So that's how I came to know about Rakuten, and he later told me that if you want to buy or sell any electronics, then Rakuten is a pretty good website, and the chances of getting a bad deal from that website is very less.
Is less, right?
Yeah, it's never none, but it's less.
That's kind of the thing, right? So there's Rakuten, then there's also Back Market, which is also a similar business model as well. Generally, you get slightly less money for your stuff as you would get in like the open market, like Le Bon Coin or Facebook groups, but it's like hassle-free for the most part. Actually, one place where you can get like secondhand stuff, like things for cheaper, which people don't really know or think about, is Amazon. Amazon has this thing called Amazon Warehouse. So what happens is that when someone buys something from Amazon, and if they want to return it, right, for most of the products, Amazon can't resell that product as new. So what they do is that they put it up on Amazon itself as like an Amazon warehouse product. So it's usually marked down like 10, 20, 30% from the original price, while it's basically new. Like it's just that someone's opened it, maybe used it for 2 weeks, right, and then returned it. I remember there was this one time, I think it was in the summer of 2020, I wanted to buy a new monitor. So I ordered this LG 4K 27-inch monitor. It came home, I used it for a week, and I realized that this is really not what I wanted. I returned it on Amazon.
Okay.
And 2 weeks after that, I went back to the same product and I saw that they had put it on Amazon Warehouse for like cheaper.
So you got it back.
No, I didn't get it back. But actually, I know some people who do this.
Stonks. Stonks. Currently, we are living inside Paris. Do you think it's easier to find used stuff for a cheaper price outside the city?
I've definitely found on Le Bon Coin that people who are like outside of Paris or like elsewhere in France, things are generally cheaper there. But that's probably also because there's fewer buyers over there too. So that's why people have to list things for cheaper. The amount of time you spend to like go get it, it may as well, it makes sense to just buy it new.
True.
In that case. Or like buy it for a little bit more but used in Paris.
Yeah, I feel like as long as the logistics part is reasonable, it makes sense to go and get the stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, if it's like something very huge or
Then it's hard.
it's too far, yeah.
That being said though, like a lot of sellers do offer this, offer the ability to like ship the products. I've never tried that because I've always found that to be a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
I always prefer to just like meet in person and exchange it in the hand, exchange cash in hand. That's generally how I like to do it. But I know that sellers do offer the whole shipping. I actually bought like my 27-inch monitor outside of Paris. Me and a friend of mine, we decided to travel 3 hours south of Paris at 8 o'clock in the morning just to go pick up this monitor in this little tiny town called Bondoufle.
Okay.
You know,
Never heard of it.
but I died before then, you know. And the only one was like over there. And when I got there was like this guy who had like 5 of these monitors.
5.
5 of them.
But how did you manage to bring it back? Like, did he give you a box or something for the monitor, or?
No, just a shopping bag. Yeah. Pro tip: IKEA bags they're so useful. Just have a bunch of them at home.
In the next episode of Timvix, we're going to check out whether Mayank fits in an IKEA bag or not.
Actually, that would be a pretty funny video.
We should do that.
What can fit in an IKEA bag?
Stuff that fits in IKEA.
Stuff that fits in IKEA bags. Yeah.
Okay, so now once you have finalized that, yes, this is the product that I want to buy and this is exactly the stuff that I'm looking for, the next step is to go and get that stuff. And that's kind of fun and scary as well, because I have heard a lot of horror stories with that. Coming back to the PlayStation, I finally, like after getting advice from that Micromania guy, I finally sold it on Rakuten.
Okay.
And here's how it happened for me. So I put the product on Rakuten, and after that, the guy directly bought the product. Like, he didn't even text me or ask me any questions.
Just bought it directly.
That's how they normally do, right? They send you messages. But this guy just paid the money upfront and bought it. So basically, it stays in the Rakuten's website. It's in your e-account in Rakuten. And then you have to give the product to the guy physically. And he gives you a code that only he has. And once I put that code in my account, I get the money to my bank account.
That makes it much safer.
Yeah. So that's how it happens in Rakuten. What about Le Bon Coin? I'm never in.
So on Le Bon Coin, I know that they have this possibility of doing something like this. I've personally never done it, but I know a friend who has, and it works pretty smoothly.
Okay.
If you're shipping the product, it's again the same thing. You pay online, and it's like a Le Bon Coin basically acts like an escrow. But the way I've done it is like it's just been meet the person, exchange product, exchange cash. So that's kind of like one way that I did it. When I sold another laptop for 1,750, that was like, okay, this is a lot. In that case, I asked the guy to meet me outside of a post office. Because I knew that there would be a lot of cameras at that post office. And it's like a public place, people watching.
In my case, I told the guy I want to meet him in McDonald's.
Okay.
So I invited him to the McDonald's, and I also took a friend with me. And the guy was like, "You want me to meet outside McDonald's?" I was like, "No.
Inside
you
McDonald's.
come inside McDonald's." And I was even willing to buy him a Happy Meal or a cup of coffee. I don't mind, but I said, I really want you to like come inside McDonald's. I mean, I was satisfied, I was feeling safe, and also the guy was satisfied with the whole transaction. So I think it was a win-win situation. I think we should make a whole new series called Street Smart Mayank, where Mayank shares tips.
Yeah, man.
But it's important. I know we are making it like a joke, you know, we are laughing, but you have to be careful. And that brings me to the next part of this video, where I want to talk about scams. And it's serious. I know we are laughing and stuff, but it happens. It's quite prevalent. And you need to be really, really careful when you're like, you know, having these kind of transactions here in Paris.
For some reason, TVs and iPhones, there's a lot of scams. So my friend, he was selling an iPhone, sealed box iPhone. He agreed to meet the buyer at a particular spot. And he went there and he had the iPhone in like a concealed bag, right? And when he reached that spot, instead of one person, there was a gang of like 7-8 guys. and they knew that a guy is gonna come with a sealed box iPhone there, and so they just gathered 8 of them. You know, they kind of roughed him up, beat him up a little bit, took his iPhone and ran. It's always best to meet in a public place where there's a lot of people.
I had a friend who fell into a scam like this, and that was on Leboncoin.
Okay.
Here's the thing: never be in a hurry to sell something. You know, whenever you're in a hurry, I feel it's easy to miss out
Exactly.
on those small cues that
Very
you
true.
get. Basically, what happened was he sent the laptop, and he did not get the money, and they fished him through a fake email ID, and they also said that he has to buy some coupons worth 200 euros. Once he buys those coupons, he will be able to get the money that he's supposed to get for that laptop.
You know, just like a couple of tips is like, one, don't be in a hurry. Look, you're selling, especially if you're selling expensive things, like don't be in a hurry, you know, like because when you're in a hurry, as Vikram said, it's like the chances of you messing up are really high. Second is that don't, like, for expensive products, just prefer to not ship it. Like seriously, for a laptop, you're likely to find someone in Paris who will buy it. You know, for me, my personal rule with buying and selling things is that I just don't ship things and I don't buy things that I can't see in person. If that means that I have lesser variety of things to buy and sell, so be it. But it's just a personal rule. All the things that I'm buying and selling, it's always going to be in person.
And if you're going to do it in person, then that's tip 3. Make sure that you meet the person in some crowded place, or at least a place where there are some people around. Do not meet in a secluded place. Try to request your friend or someone to accompany you for this transaction.
Especially if it's your first time.
Yeah. And also, like Mayank said, you could always choose a place which has some cameras around. So, you know, like La Poste or
the police station.
police station. Yeah.
La Poste, police station, some kind of government building or government facility, you know, which there's a lot of in Paris. So yeah, that's just a more strategic way to go about it.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think that was a beautiful summary for this whole video, and I think it was quite informational as well. We put out a lot of useful stuff.
Yeah, shared a lot of stories.
So yeah, thank you so much for
Of course, man.
doing this, Mayank. And yep, that's all for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, then hit that like button. Subscribe to Mayank's channel. I'm going to put the link to his channel in the description and also in this page. And also subscribe to my channel. And hopefully we will catch up with you all in the next one. Till then,
Absolutely.
goodbye. Full white, maybe.
Okay.
Mayank, shit, man. It was not recording.
Are you serious? Oh man.